In this video, I'll be breaking down how to make dark R&B samples for artists like Trey or Eli Sostre. The first sound I started off with was this basic dark pad wheel from Omnisphere. I just searched up dark pad and I found this, and I was messing on my MIDI keyboard and I came up with this progression. Super dark, I loved how it sounded, and for the effects I just added an OTT and a EQ to cut out some of the low so it didn't clash with the bass. Then the next sound is this lead I added. It's a square root preset from Analog Lab, and once again I was messing on my keyboard and I came up with this pattern. And as you heard, the filter kind of opened up, and how I did that was I was just playing with the mod wheel and that kind of opened up the filter, and as you can see here I added a automation clip. And for the effects I just added a reverb and then just an EQ to cut out some of the lows. Then I was looking for like a texture type sound, so I went onto Splice and I found this. Nothing too crazy, and then all I did was I pitched it down an octave because I thought it was a bit too high. I added a EQ to cut out like a lot of the lows and highs, a reverb, and then a shaper box to make it pan left and right. The next sound is this texture from lanez. I love how it sounded. It sounds really fucked up, but I reckon it suits like the sample perfectly. I just tucked it super in the background. I just added an EQ once again to cut out some of the highs and lows. I wanted this sample to be like super atmospheric, super dark. That's why there's a lot of high end cut out. And then I was looking for like a perk loop to like add a bit of bounce or groove, and I came across this. And at first I was a bit skeptical. I thought it was maybe a bit too experimental or a bit too out there for this sample, but I ended up loving it and I kept it in the sample. So the next sound I was looking for like a kind of texture, and I came across this sound on Splice, and I'll just play this now. So I just use this to transition between the parts, and I reckon it sounds beautiful in my opinion. And for the effects, I added a delay, a reverb, and then once again an EQ to cut out some of the lows. And then to kind of glue everything together, I added this bass. It's like one of my go-to basses if I want something like super dark or subby or something. And the reason they're not playing on the root notes, I'll explain that now, is because I routed everything but the bass to one mixer track. I added an effect track with a basic vintage punch preset and then a sound shifter to pitch it up to, but the bass isn't routed, so I had to manually pitch it up to make sure it was in key. And so that's pretty much it. I know it's a pretty short video, but I really loved how this sample sounded and I wanted to break it down for you guys. Let me know if you guys learned anything or what type of videos you guys want to see. Follow me on Instagram and all that at Louis Oblin. And here's just a final sample with just some basic drums. Peace.